Today is January 6, 2021, and I'm Gianna Rizzardo. This interview I'm having with my papa, my grandpa, and yeah. Thank you, Papa, for taking part of this interview today.
You're welcome.
All right, let's start with you sharing your full name.
John Rizzardo.
All right. When and where were you born?
I was born in October of 1938 in Juneau, Alaska.
What were some of your favorite games growing up?
Well, in the wintertime, it was sledding. In the summertime, it was softball, playing cowboys and Indians as a child. That was it.
All right. What were some of your favorite songs and type of music to play or listen to?
Well, it was not until I was in high school in the 50s, early 50s, that I was interested in any kind of music. And obviously that was the start of rock and roll. Elvis Presley and those kind of people. But that was it.
Who would you say were your childhood heroes? Who did you look up to when you were little?
Oh gosh. I don't remember.
Were there any people important in your life?
Well, I suppose my dad taught me everything that I had to know about growing up, basically. My mother. Other than that, no.
Did you have any pets, and what were their names if you had any?
Well, didn't really have any pets. I had two geese that I raised. They used to follow me around the yard. And that was it. They didn't have any names. They would, as soon as they would see me, they would follow me around.
How about later in life? Did you have any?
Well, I had a cat, Miss Kitty. She would go for walks with me, and she'd wait for me when I came home from work every day in front of the garage until she died of old age.
Who was your oldest relative when you were a child?
Well, I can't say too much about my relatives because both my mother and father came over from Italy, and all my relatives were over in Italy, and I didn't really meet them until a few years ago, so I can't really tell you who they were.
Yeah.
And a lot of them have passed away, so
Yeah,
I don't know.
mean, when you were a child, obviously,
Yeah.
they were older. Do you know anything about your surname or how we got it?
Well, I did somewhat of a study on the Rizzardo name, and it's somewhat related to probably some ancestors that lived in Austria and a lower part of Austria and northern Italy, where my mother and dad grew up, close to Venice, in that area, Dolomites. Like I say, I don't really know that much about it because they were in that country and I was born in this country, so I can't tell you about it.
Was there a naming tradition in your family, such as giving the firstborn son the parental father's name?
I would say no.
But you did give my dad his
Yes,
name.
yes, but no, there wasn't a tradition that I know of.
So it just started with you?
I suppose you could say that, but it wasn't really planned that way.
I guess Nani wanted it.
I don't really know.
Are there any stories about famous or infamous relatives in your family? Or in our family?
Again, I can't tell you because, like I said, my mother and father came from Italy. All of their brothers and sisters, their parents, grandparents, they were all over there. I cannot tell you because I don't know.
Makes sense. Are there any special heirlooms or photos from your childhood that have been passed down in the family?
Well, I have from my dad. He was a welder in the mines in Alaska, worked on the drilling rigs, and he took out some gold that he wasn't supposed to have, and I have a gold nugget that he brought out, and I do have pictures of my mother and dad, places in Alaska and places that I was as a child that have been passed on to me, and hopefully I can pass on to my kids and eventually you kids if you're interested.
Well, I'll take the gold any day.
Take the gold nugget. It's pretty good. It's pretty big. It's about the size of my thumb.
It's pretty big.
I don't know how much it's worth. It could be worth quite a bit.
When did you meet Nani? And what type of dates did you go on?
Well, after we moved out of Alaska, we went to San Francisco. My dad worked in the shipyards during the Second World War, and he eventually died when I was quite young as a result of working in the mines in Alaska. And my mother had relatives that lived in Northern California, in Weed, in McLeod, in that area. So we were invited to live in Weed. And then my mother remarried, and we moved to Mount Shasta. And both Sarah, my wife, and I actually grew up there, and I knew her family from when I was pretty young. And well, I'm older than she is, and when I graduated from college, I went to Los Angeles to teach high school, and she was in college here in Sacramento, and we basically hit it off, and that was it. What kind of dates did we go on? Well, nothing exciting. Maybe going to a movie or something like that, or going out to get a bite to eat, maybe. Nothing exciting.
Well, I mean, what could you do back then? Topic, what was it like to propose to Nani? Where did you...
What was it like?
Yeah, what was it like to propose to Nani?
Well, I don't remember. It's too long ago.
I mean, been married for a long time.
Yeah, been married for a long time. I don't... We were married in 1964. I don't remember when and how I proposed to her. Don't ask me.
Where did you propose to her?
Probably in Mount Shasta, where we grew up, actually. Where I went to high school, where she went to high school. I'm assuming there. I know it wasn't Los Angeles. I don't know.
Do you know how you felt when you proposed to her? I mean, it was a really long time ago, so...
No. No.
Where and when did you get married to Nani?
Where? In Mount Shasta in 1964.
I mean, it was kind of a... You already answered it, but oh well.
It was, when was it? August of 1964.
Did you get married in a church?
Yeah.
What was your profession and how did you choose it?
Well, I retired as a high school teacher. I taught mechanical and architectural drafting for 39 years. I started in Los Angeles and finished here in Sacramento in the Grant District at Rio Linda High School in 2000 after 39 years. And I was always interested in mechanical drawing when I was in high school, and then I pursued it in junior college, Sacramento City College, with the idea of being a draftsman. And then I was talked into considering teaching the subject, and I went to Chico and graduated, got my bachelor's degree in industrial education, and I took my first job at La Puente High School in La Puente, California, which is in LA County. And like I said, I was there for 3 years, and then I got tired of the traffic and the smog and everything else in Los Angeles, and I took a job here in the Grant District. I've always enjoyed teaching, working with students, and I enjoyed it.
I mean, we need more teachers. We need more teachers like you.
Well, thank you for that, but I've done my share.
Last question. Of all the things you've learned from your parents, which do you feel was the most valuable to you as an adult?
Wow. Well, my dad always taught me if there was work to do it in a positive way, and be positive about everything that I did and how I handled my life, and basically that's what I've done. I have strong beliefs about certain things, but I don't express myself that much, but hopefully that my sons, my daughter, and my grandkids all take after the same philosophy.
Last but not least, what do you want your legacy to be like? What do you want to be known as?
Just me.
I think that's the best answer anybody's ever given.
No, I don't have any particular legacies. I suppose those students that I worked with that still remember me appreciate what I've done for them, and I hope they carry on the points and aspects of being positive that I tried to teach. But other than that, I don't have any particular legacy.
You have a legacy of being you. You said it yourself.
Well, I suppose.
Thank you, Papa, for doing this interview with me.
Okay, you're welcome.
Have a good day. Or night. Love you.
All right, I love you too.